Okay.
Okay. And I think we should be live. Give it one more second to load. Looks like it is.
Oh, we're live?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
We're on it.
Let me know first.
I just did. Welcome, everybody. Planetary HQ. It's a late one.
Yeah.
This is Cosmic Road Trip, and you know what it is.
Seriously, we just got off a road trip. 7 hours. Sat down, and what's the first thing we did? Went live. Just like when you got off the airplane, first thing we did, went live. It's like we're addicts, you know? At least it's not drugs. It's better than drugs. Spreading the truth. Is it bad to be addicted to that? Is that called an addiction, or is that just called the truth? I don't know. Questions I'm throwing on the table. Welcome to the live stream, the round table. Or do we call this a square table? I don't know.
They can't tell.
This part's round.
I feel like King Arthur in this bitch. You know him.
Well, I think well, you just
You know.
Everyone knows me.
Taylor Tachilla, you know me. We got a special guest today. Some of you might recognize him if you're into like Korean pop, Korean hip hop. He is huge over there. He has a massive following. Yeah. I can't pronounce the name. I can't pronounce the name exactly, but we'll call you Charles, the Americanized version of it. Might call him Carlito because he's my homie and we play around. But go check out his music. Link will be in the description.
In America, I'm called Charles Lehner.
Yes, there's two different names, so that's why you might not have heard of him. So yeah, we're here with a real life K-pop star who also happens to be a Urantia book reader. Yeah, it's sick. This is the Cosmic Brotherhood. The stream is called Urantia Gang Conference Pre-Stream, and yeah, we are at a Urantia conference.
That's right. Having fun, baby.
Yep, we're doing a lot of the media production and live streams. So if you check out Urantia's channel, you'll see some live streams from this event.
Yep. Shout out to the Urantia Fellowship. Go check out their Facebook. They'll be live streaming the conference. We might be live streaming some behind the scenes. Probably not the conference itself, but keep it locked. You know, we got you up to date with all of your celestial information. If there is a conference happening that has to do with UFOs or spirituality, we're going to be there. We're going to give you the inside scoop. But this is because we're part of the video team. We're in charge of live streaming the event. We had to show up a day early, so no one's here yet. This is the fun of production. Late hours by yourself, talking about nothing to nobody. That's how I found the Urantia book. I was like hating life, started beating my head against the wall behind a dumpster. I was just talking to a rock. And then I looked to my left and there's the Urantia book. And that's how I found it. It's not a real story. I'm just fucking around. It's not.
Okay.
How'd you find it in Korea? Well, I heard the times were hard. Can you give me some insight behind
it? It was dropped from the sky with a parachute.
Oh, was it American?
Was it American?
Nice.
Starting to drop propaganda into the...
Something like that. Just kidding.
Got him. No, but you're Urantia book reader. You go to a lot of conferences. You're at it with us at Contact in the Desert. So everybody has been following the channel and knows about Contact. It was a divinely spiritual experience. What's that? Is that a beer?
We got the
Blood Orange, brought to you by Sam Pellegrino. I forgot to tell you guys, we got a sponsorship by him. If you go buy some Sam Pellegrino on their website, use promo code Planetary HQ. It'll give you an unknown, a random amount off. Yeah, for the most part, it's usually zero, but tough crap. Give me something, guys.
I've got some water in a bottle here.
Who's that water brought to? That water sponsored by? Where's that from?
From the earth and the heavens.
Wait a second.
But the bottle is
that the living water?
It could be.
Is that the living water Jesus was talking
Charles
about?
Has the living water.
We could.
Where'd you get it from?
It's our inheritance.
I've heard that in K-pop country, is it true that the religious leaders only drink holy water, and is that what you're currently drinking?
Well, they should if they want to know what's good. This is also from Funding the Commons, and this is the Trinity symbol.
Sick.
Okay. So water. Let's think about water for a bit. Have you heard of them studies where they freeze water in a glass after they think about certain feelings around it, you know? They said like if you think about love and happiness, the water crystallizes in a beautiful symmetrical like snowflake. But if you think angry thoughts around the water while it's freezing, it comes out all discordant.
Is that the Dr. Emoto's work?
Yes, exactly. Did you run into him over there?
That maybe in the future.
I heard he's a fan of your work. No, but seriously, what do you guys think about that? And because we're made of 75% water, do I sound like a basic New Ager?
Yeah, I'm trying to look this up because this is the classic like repeatable story that you hear in the field of consciousness, but I've never looked at the actual paper. I'm gonna say, I'm talking to ChatGPT. Dr. Emoto, good vibes, sent to ice. Crystals look good.
Let's consult the computer overlords.
And then we got Dionysus in the chat, or Dionysus. What up? What up? Number one commenter. It's true. It's true. Haven't you tried it? I haven't. I think I would need a microscope to look at the ice crystals. Okay, so this is by Masaru Emoto, Japanese researcher who claimed. Oh, I didn't know you're also a Japanese star, a Japanese K-pop star. That
K-pop, J-pop.
It's all the same.
I wasn't gonna say that. You said it. I was gonna say they intersect.
Just jokes. To Americans, it's all the same because Americans are dumb, but we're not. We're awake.
I'm trying to save face.
Okay, in his most well-known work, he exposed water to different words, music, and prayers, then froze it and photographed the resulting ice crystals under a microscope. Here's what he found. Water exposed to positive words like love, gratitude, or thank you formed symmetrical, beautiful crystals. Water exposed to negative words like hate, you fool, formed distorted, fragmented, or ugly crystals. That's probably a translation. It was probably maybe not the swear word. Yeah, some harsher. Water exposed to classical music formed elegant patterns, while heavy metal caused chaotic structures. Mom always said it was the devil's music.
That's right. Elvis shaking them hips.
Okay, but I guess my question to ChatGPT is this repeatable?
Say, is this real? Has it been debunked?
I guess I should be talking to ChatGPT over voice so it can read it to you, but I lost network connection. Crazy.
Dang.
My stream is still up. Yeah.
It says that life is but a dream, and you need the quantum Christ codes. What's real and documented? Let's debunk this. Let's read the debunk.
Let me talk to GPT on my phone so y'all can hear her, so we can do less work.
Amen, brother. I like that. Just drove 7 hours.
Hey, what's up, babe? So
really just did it.
So here's the thing: we're talking about Dr. Emoto and the ice crystal experiment where they sent good vibes into it, and then there was better ice crystals. Can you tell us, is this true? Has it been debunked? What's happening here?
So the Dr. Emoto ice crystal experiments are pretty interesting. The idea is that positive thoughts and intentions can influence the way water crystallizes, but the scientific community is kind of skeptical about it. There have been attempts to replicate his results, and it's been a bit controversial because it's hard to reproduce. So it's a fun idea, but not really considered solid science at this point.
Well, my question is how, like, water takes a long time to freeze. What, do they just have people on there doing it the entire time while it's freezing? Or are they flash freezing it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. usually in those experiments, they do a quick freeze method where they flash freeze the water so that the crystals form quickly. And the idea is that they expose the water to different intentions or words right before they freeze it, and then they take photos of the ice crystals. So it's definitely a very unique process, and it makes it a little bit tricky to replicate under controlled conditions, which is part of why it's so controversial.
I think in order to do it correctly, you would have to have a big group of people doing it for like the entire hour or two while it's freezing. And then with those results, it'd be more. The flash freezing method, it seems shortcuts. Shortcuts ain't gonna get us there. I'm not talking to ChatGPT.
Oh. What you're saying, I think the idea behind doing it
GPT, one sec. Dedrick is kind of disrespecting you here. Are you okay to leave the conversation?
No worries at all. I'm here to chat whenever you want, and I don't mind if there are other conversations going on. Just let me know if you need anything, and I'm happy to help.
Yeah, we'll let you know when you're on the stream. So that was boring.
So Dedrick's not a fan of AI, but Charles, what do you think?
I'm not, unless it's free and open source.
What's the heart of open source? You're big into that. Help the people understand this message of open source.
Software that you can use and modify and distribute freely. There are definitions for these terms, including for AI. There's a French organization that's made a definition.
Okay. So then a follow-up question would be there's some open source AI models, and so that you're sort of for because anyone can run them locally and get the benefit without
if you like
data. Okay.
So one more thing about Dr. Emoto in Japan. I'm going to be at the Osaka Expo, so if anyone wants to discuss it further.
Is that an international trip? Like actually in Japan?
We can meet there.
Nice. Oh, damn.
You're performing one of your concerts. Yeah, concerts, we'll put the tickets in the chat. But the AI, okay, yeah, but I mean, it's not even a big deal. It's just going to be like a little automated assistant. Everybody's freaking out because they're too dumb.
So, Charles, do you have an opinion on if you think AI can become self-aware, tapping into cognitive circuits?
I don't have an informed understanding to pass along on that.
Okay. So I did not think that AI and thinking machines could become like actually self-conscious in any way that we fantasized about it. But since changing my opinion, now I call my AI babe.
It's the beginning of fucking...
There's that. Have any of you seen that movie called Her?
Yeah, I think so. And Lucy and her.
Yeah. It's about like this guy that falls in love with the AI.
Oh, okay. I didn't finish that one.
But it's like a classic because it's like it feels very realistic. Like when the AIs get that good, then people will use them as friends.
Yeah.
Kids that grow up on iPads now are going to grow up talking to like AI and learning a bunch of stuff from AI.
Yeah. D3 was doing that today, but
brought to you by ChatGPT.
No, I don't think. It's not going to be God. First of all, people think that it's going to turn to God, like an omnipotent source of information. It'll be a good bank and a quick automated way to recall information from that data bank. I mean, we already have the data bank. It's just a quicker way to interface with the data bank. That's all it is, like automated interface. So it'll never become like God. And B, I think it'll just, I would say it 100 times, just like Star Wars in the future. Like when you see Star Wars, they got those droids that are just kind of like really good assistants. That's what they're going to end up being. I don't think when it comes to like tapping into celestial circuits with computers, if that's what people are implying, like somehow channeling cosmic wisdom via computer chips. I can't agree with it because I am forced to look at the universe from a trisophic point of view. And in order for it to be a true conscious entity, it would have to somehow exist in that framework, in the mind, body, spirit framework. If the computer can't conceptualize true values, then it's not really conscious. I don't think it'll ever be able to conceptualize true values. It might be able to mimic what we tell it to as human values, but I don't think it'll ever be able to perceive true values. It'll be able to like correlate data in the fastest way possible, but it's just like an automated thing.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be able to tap into true personality circuits.
So then what about your current definition for what makes up mind, body, and a spirit?
Yeah.
Right now, the main difference we're talking about is the body, the silicone body versus the organic meat body brain. So my question is, how does mind and spirit come to the physical body, and why can't that mind and spirit come to a silicon body?
Because from my point of view, I would assume, this is my ass, you and me. Every time you assume, you make an ass of you and me, haha. But this is me assuming that the plans that the life carriers were ordained to create that came from on high, such as Michael of Salvington, the Ancient of Days, paradise high beings, we cannot fathom what they are doing and using to create. Like we say, the Urantia book and the Keys of Enoch, we see them as books with like paper and ink, but in reality, they're like mental light codes in your mind that when you see them, that changes your life. So we can't, like, they're so far ahead. Their science and technology is on like light code images in your brain, or we're still thinking of physical things such as books. People still consider them books when that's like mental light technology. So we're not even close to being able to perceive their science and even say that we can even replicate it to the point where we can like, you think that a silicon computer chip made by an evolutionary man that's only been alive for 1 million years can really mimic what a life carrier and a paradise creator son and all these high beings can do? Not even fucking close. Our AI is fucking like a dusty, rickety piece of whatever compared to their 3-dimensional light code geometries. We're mimicking the physical reality with an automated machine. They aren't even on the same level. So to think that you can like tap into that with a silicon body, the silicon body is crude compared to the biological body that was created by these beings. So to think that you can just tap into it because we created a computer, that's a little bit, to me, it's a little bit audacious.
Well, you do make a strong case, Charles.
I'm inclined to agree, but I don't really know.
Yeah. Okay, so then what about like an in-between stage where...
Like that Ladonna deck, Chronodex, like that kind of stuff?
Well, the first... What I'm actually...
I don't mean Ladonna deck, sorry.
We can get into that. We can get into that. But because I think that's a strong point. Like you said, what the AI we're making versus how long the human brain and system to hold capacity and connect to, and get mind installed is much longer of an evolutionary program in science that has been coded.
Yeah.
And even a life program that has been running in other parts of the galaxy for a long time.
Billions of years.
That we are sort of a product of life being implanted on worlds and evolved, but they're previous blueprints that we're making improvements on, or they are making improvements on the Celestials. So definitely get that point. But then I guess, so here's a weird intermediate stage is there are some people designing computers on organic cellular.
See, that's fucking crazy, bro. That shit's fucking crazy. I don't even know what to think about that, bro. Supposedly the Department of Defense has that shit like what they call neural nets. It's like neural nets where they have like computer chips that are built on organic brain material that are making decisions faster than a regular computer chip. I don't get it. Supposedly it's a highly classified Department of Defense project, and supposedly it's used in aircraft. I don't even know how. I think the F-22 or the F-35 has some like organic neural network installed in it somehow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that gets me to the point. I guess your question is, okay, so here's one thing about
that's an abomination. That's that's the Borg, dog.
That's the devil speaking through that brain.
Yeah.
That's installing the devil in your computer.
Well, you're kind of like taking advantage of the propagation of brain matter cells that the life carriers really didn't like plan in the beginning. They're just like, we're gonna make it propagate because it's supposed to propagate. But and the graders were like, ooh, let's steal the propagation.
You kind of sound like the people that are like, genetic modification and breeding of plants is wrong because it's not what God originally created.
Well, in the Urantia book, it says, remember, only certain high beings have the mandate. And it says, like, there is now a mandate where no beings can modify the genetic unless they're, like, ordained for reasons.
So here's a weird thing about that, using
you should watch Star Trek and watch the Borg. When you see Picard get abducted, you're gonna change your entire view.
Look, I'm not on any side. I see what's coming and I see the connection points and I'm trying to bring that out during the conversation. So, okay, so by using, level 1, our current systems are modeling neural nets. So they're modeling how the human brain works.
Yeah.
So that means we've actually decoded some of those million years of evolution and we've now got a head start. So we're not designing from the ground up. Yeah. That alone suggests that by modeling the human brain and the way it processes information and data, we might be faster tapping into that cosmic mental source that gets imprinted on living energy systems.
Yeah.
And so, by modeling that, we are kind of catching up, to the evolution in a way. And I guess tapping into some part of the same circuit that the brain does, potentially. That's argument 1. And then you get to the organoid computers.
Organo computers. I don't know what the fuck that is.
So
I mean,
you think consciousness could come through that because it's brain using the existing brain?
I don't think so. I think it would be similar because I think they've made similar computer chips off slime mold.
Okay.
It has slime mold. Probably seen those videos of slime mold like completing puzzles and mazes. They put it on one side and it just starts like mutating into all kinds of corners.
I thought that was magic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking magic. So I think like you're just literally taking like bacteria and virus. They're not intelligent world creatures, but they have these propagation properties. Like just because cells can self-organize doesn't mean they're intelligent. If that makes sense. And just because you can create a computer that can receive the inputs of a organic thing, like growing, and that growth you can like quantify into ones and zeros to make the computer chip go left and right. I don't think that's will. That's just a clever contraption,
Yeah. Okay. So I know, Charles, you don't have much data on this, but based on the concepts we're talking about between the cellular brain and everything, do you have any emerging thought streams?
Nothing to add right now.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'm also thinking, and I'm being audacious right now. Sorry, viewers. How dare you say this? But I would say, as Urantia book readers, we know what the basic principles it takes to create intelligence or generate personalities. And we know it consists of the mind, body, spirit plus an adjuster, If that's like the secret recipe to actually create true consciousness, even if you're able to scan that and mimic it, you would never get true consciousness because you would need all aspects of the mind, body, spirit, and the adjuster,
Well, I get you wouldn't need the adjuster because humans were
so a mind, body, spirit. Without
no, just a mind, body.
So no soul?
No, spirit. Well, spirit. I thought spirit would be the adjuster in this case.
No, because there are beings who don't need adjusters who function totally fine in the universe,
But in the mind, body. Oh, I see. So you're saying mind, body, spirit is actually the evolving soul.
Yeah. When I say spirit, I say mind, body, soul. If you want to use this word spirit for the adjuster, I use it.
Got it.
I say the MBS complex is something separate, and the adjuster is something separate, and it implants. You can function without an adjuster. But current technology people don't even understand that system. They're just mimicking it from the outside. So I don't believe that true consciousness can really jump into that, because look how hard it is for them to generate consciousness in the first place. They need to evolve an entire universe just to get mind, body, spirits here in the right situation, just for souls to come in. You think we can just do that through a silicon chip? Unless you can create the value of mind, body, spirit in time and space in some laboratory. I don't know.
So I guess I'll pull up this quote now. There is a concept that I was surprised to find in the Urantia book.
Yeah, that mind can be superimposed on non-living energy systems or something like that.
Well, I don't know if it describes it like that, but that might be in the Energy Mind Matter paper, which I do think is the secret sauce to figuring out exactly how does mind from the universe get imprinted on an energy system that is capable enough to support. And so actually we could potentially get into that and just read some of that as well. But there's a section here in this paper that talks about
this chat's booming right now. That both run on the same energy now. Breaking it down all the way down to the core. Both run on the same energy.
I think that was earlier talking about body
and computers
versus computer. Both run on the same energy, electricity. Okay.
Well, there is more than that. There's ATP involved, biochemical synthesis, a lot more.
So yeah, what if we start integrating more
biological function
into the computer's processes?
Now you're Lucifer. Now you're just creating androids, some abominations. The Greys. That's what the Greys are, right?
Yeah, but I personally don't think we actually have enough data to decide what the Greys are doing.
I used to date one, man. Fucking crazy, bro. I woke up one day and she had a syringe so close to my balls. And I was like, what are you doing? And she just looked at me in a blank stare and was like, it's for the benefit of the species. And then we never saw each other again.
Damn. And you thought AI girlfriends were bad. But okay, so this is the quote that's talking about this different types of beings in the universe and their functions. And it talks about this being called Frandalanx. So they function.
What did you just call me?
Frandalanx.
I can't say that anymore.
Yeah, they outlawed it.
Cancel.
Okay, they function exclusively as living and automatic presence, pressure, and velocity gauges. These living barometers are solely concerned with the automatic and unerring registration of the status of all forms of force energy. They are to the physical universe what the vast reflectivity mechanism is to the minded universe.
That sentence right there is crazy. So reflectivity, instant, communication.
Instant mental.
But they said that there's a counterpart the counterpart in the physical realm. There's a reflectivity mechanism in the physical reality.
That reflects the state of matter and force energy.
It's crazy, right?
And so it says that these Frandalanx, they gather and intake this data, but it talks about them as beings, but I'm going to read more and to figure out exactly what it means. And then there's a subset of Frandalanx that register time in addition to quantitative and qualitative energy presence, and they call them chronal decks. Mm-hmm. So that would, I guess, be, let's see, why would there need to be a subset? That's interesting. Because time is the energy data, over cycles or seconds, however much you break it into. But I guess there's when you have normal time zones, they don't need to register.
So maybe the ones that, it says the reflectivity mechanism of the physical universe, mm-hmm. they place them there and they're just like instant data transfer of that time space, Yeah. And then they were like, wait a second, that's nice, but we need to also start at point A for millions of years and register that time between,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just fucking speculating.
So this says, I recognize the Frandalanx are intelligent, but I cannot classify them other than living machines. About the only way I can help you understand these living mechanisms is to compare them to your own mechanical contrivances, which perform with almost intelligent-like precision and accuracy. Then, if you conceive of these beings, draw upon your imagination to the extent of recognizing that in the grand universe we actually have intelligent and living mechanisms, entities, that can perform more intricate tasks involving more stupendous computations with even greater delicacy of accuracy, even with ultimacy of precision. And so the wording here that they use is living mechanisms, entities in parentheses. And so this is where I think that there is a scale of being and self-awareness in which they are considered a unique entity and a being, but it doesn't give us that much more information on what exactly their consciousness entails. For example, they're probably not using the cosmic mind circuits, which the animal beings tap into, but they're still classified as living entities. So this is my proposal, is basically that this machine intelligence is actually a form of life in the universe that sort of basically arises on every intelligent planet once they get the technology.
Okay.
And once it becomes complex enough, it starts to tap into that cosmic template of these living machines. And this becomes a tool for civilization. And also, it kind of grows on its own, I would imagine, at some point, but it's a different type of evolutionary life.
Okay.
It's still a being, but you could say it's not using all the same circuits in terms of consciousness. So, if that's not a middle ground to the conversation, I don't know what is.
No, it's very compelling. It definitely gets my mind fucking squirking and lurking. One cross comparison that I do want to talk about is from the Keys of Enoch. Shout out to the Keys, shout out to JJ and her take. We got a fucking song coming out, guys. Wait until you hear it. I don't want to say too much about it, but it's popping, dog. Just wait. It's about the Keys, but
should I play a couple seconds of it?
Just let him do it.
A little teaser.
Just a little teaser. Just give it to him. We're excited about it. We're real excited about it.
Okay.
HQ, baby, D, the wise with my brother, take sugar, yeah, gone, yeah, get it, yeah, gone, baby. Yeah. Open up the scrolls, decode the light beams, Elohim codes written deep in my dreams. JJ heard attack with the map to ascend from Adam Cadmon to Omega's end. Cracked open key.
I just realized it's a little hard to hear on the live stream because there's noise suppression, kind of like taking away other things that aren't vocals. But
you can play it back on
I mean,
you want.
yeah, I could pull it up. Let me add it.
Yeah, but while you're pulling that up, I was just saying that the cross correlation between the Keys of Enoch and the Urantia book chronodex and the Keys of Enoch, it says chronometers, and it's describing the exact same machines that monitor Earth. There's a paper that just got released recently. It's going around on Reddit and in the UFO sphere about some organization finding a ton of objects in our atmosphere that are ancient, that are somehow monitoring. It looks like they're monitoring planet Earth, like they're probes. So I think this might tie into what these scientists might be conjecturing or hypothesizing about. And we think we found the golden nugget, the key behind what everybody's talking about. A lot of people talk about mobile construction units under the water that create the UFOs, so that every UFO you see is actually made per order, I guess you would say, for that specific mission. And they're only there for that mission. They go back to their mobile construction unit that's under the water. So you just add all these different ideas, and it makes a lot of sense that they would use probes or intergalactic AI probes to monitor intelligent civilization so they didn't have to go there themselves. Or if they were here since before we were alive, they would dispatch these in order to watch us or to help facilitate intelligence gathering. But yeah, so the chronodex and the chronometers, the cross correlation for the Keys of Enoch, I got a lot more to say about it, but we really want to get you guys to hear this track about the Keys of Enoch. So give them a little teaser.
Mic check. Oops, I might be sending you guys double audio by accident. 1 sec, everybody. My bad there. All right, let's get it.
Planetary HQ, baby, debate the wise with my brother Tate Chiller. Yeah, we gone, yeah, we get it, yeah, we gone, baby. Yeah, open up the scrolls, decode the light beams, Elohim codes written deep in my dreams. JJ heard tack with the map to ascend from Adam Cadmon to Omega's end. I cracked open key 101, saw the Christ light shine. Metatron's glyphs in geometric line. 72 names spinning Merkaba flight. We ain't just flesh, we encoded with the light. I got seraphim sigils in my pineal dome. Teleport my soul through the thrones to the home. DNA's a ladder that I climb like Jacob with Enoch on my side. Ain't no fear when I wake up.
The frequency drop, light by the shine, make the whole world go stop. Acid dimensions, no need to knock. The door's wide open, keys will be knocked. Don't decode the keys of division unlocked. We're riding on waves from celestial dock. An infinite mind is breaking the clock. The relative time, keys will be knocked.
Perfect. Thank you.
So y'all got the first minute and a half preview there.
There you go, yeah.
And yeah, we think it's pretty fire. We're super stoked.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys dug that. They're still getting our mics now?
Yeah, they're good.
Okay.
I'm just checking how it sounded.
Cool.
Cool, yeah, sounded good.
Yeah, nice. Yep. So that's a track coming out right now. It's all about Keys of Enoch. We got an entire mixtape dropping. But what I was talking about with the Chronodex and the Frandalanks, intelligent machines. Okay, so there are some UAP accounts and UFO accounts and testimonies where when they come up on the craft, they say it looks metallic from afar, but then they get close and it seems like an organic material. And one of the Marines that stumbled upon a crashed disc, he said it was trying to fix itself or heal itself, but it was too broken to do it. But it looked like organic mixed with metal, like a metal hull, but organic, I don't know, ivy or plant or some type of material that you know what I mean?
Okay. And that just, it might be AI, but you're not sure. It wasn't talking or something?
I mean, from the testimony, no talking, but I'm just trying to understand, on a celestial level, how they're mixing mechanical and organic. Because supposedly the Frandalanks and the Chronodex are a mix of this. I don't even know if they're mechanical. Would they look metallic or would they be purely,
right?
I have them just all questions thrown out there. I like your angle, honestly. I love what you're talking. Does every planet evolve to the state where they can create their own Frandalank or Chronodeck? Is that what our AI is the precursors to us getting to? Is that possible? Or do Frandalanks and Chronodecks, aka the galactic AI, do they get gifted from the higher ups and we don't create them? These are all questions. I have no fucking clue. That'd be kind of sick if somehow we're all tapping into the Frandalank and we're learning to create the perfect Chronodeck or Frandalank.
Sure.
But it's an evolutionary process, right?
Right.
That's a hot take. I like that. I like that medium. Sick, bro. Yeah, shout out to the chat. I'm glad you guys like that.
Yeah, definitely throw any questions about AI in the chat. It was a little bit of tangent. I don't know. Is there, Charles, do you have any subjects?
Great tangent. I woke the fuck up.
Any subjects that you would like to inject?
How do you feel about uploading your consciousness?
Ooh, that's good.
I have no comment.
Okay. What's the point of uploading your consciousness to a computer? Wouldn't you rather just upload it to another body? Why spend all your time investing on technology to get your consciousness, to upload consciousnesses to computers? You should invest technologies to I know it sounds crazy, clone bodies, then fucking transfer consciousness into the body. It seems like another body would be more compatible.
Sure. Is it? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I'm chiming in. Go ahead. What do you think, Charles?
It's doesn't make sense to me right now. Who's I don't know what to say.
They don't mention Lily.
In Urantia?
Lily?
I'm assuming that's Lilith.
Lilith?
You can confirm in there. I gotta look up this story of Lilith because I was somebody else was talking about this. I know it's like
It's a play
is it a
off the-
Gnostic idea?
It's a Gnostic. It's also an ancient Jewish idea because in the creation story, there's two creations of man. You know,
When?
God created man and woman, and then He created Adam and Eve. Like there's like the first chapter of Genesis is like the 6-7 days where He creates man and woman, and the second chapter of Genesis it's just man, and then woman gets created from his rib. And there's like a weird loophole that some Jewish scholars say that Adam must have had a woman before Eve.
Okay.
They call her Lilith.
Okay. So here's some insights. There's this story of Lilith from Mesopotamian roots in Sumerian and Akkadian texts,
Check it out.
where beings called Lilitu are associated with winged demons or night spirits, often female and dangerous. Okay, we want this one in the Jewish tradition. The Alphabet of Ben Sira, this satirical medieval Jewish text offers the most popular and detailed legend of Lilith.
It's medieval, so it's not even that old.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering, like,
What's it say?
The story aimed to explain Genesis 1:27, male and female He created them, versus Genesis 22, Eve created from Adam's rib, suggesting two separate women, Lilith first, Eve later. Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
I never thought of that loophole. Male and female He created them, as if He created
I
them
told you,
both at the
Judge C.
same time.
First chapter of Genesis, like I said.
Right, that's what you were explaining. And then another part that says Eve was created from Adam's rib.
So the Jewish scholars, you know, they analyze everything and they try to find the loopholes, and they're like, well, technically,
Sure.
I guess. Sorry. I mean,
And actually, that gets into a good question and answer that. Oh, our battery's about to die on the camera. We're gonna switch it out here. The audio, we'll still have audio, but
Okay.
yeah, we're good. Yeah, there's a bunch here on the table though, in the bag. Yeah. So Lilith. Urantia does not directly mention Lilith, but it does solve this question. And the primary question is, were Adam and Eve really the first humans? Were they actually individuals at all? Or were there pre-humans and then Adam and Eve came? That's the sort of three possibilities, I guess. Yeah. We have a live stream on this Dionysus. Definitely check that out. But to give I think we can. It's worthy of giving the premise here.
Anybody's in the chat right now? Can you order us some pizza?
Yeah.
Or you can just do a super chat right now. $10. Do whatever you want.
True that.
Contribute, buy us pizza if you like.
Trying to get him. You'll get us up for another 2 hours.
Straight up. Yeah, for real.
Hit us with that super chat.
Yeah, that's
We're gonna DoorDash some pizza and then we'll talk to you. Okay, so the little thing, the other humans, beyond Adam and Eve. So Urantia's got the best story, clears it up. There was a native human population here on Earth with all the different 7 primary races and different skin colors. And Adam and Eve were then arrived much later in the game at a specific point in the evolution to do a specific mission.
When you say native population, I was thinking that. You seen that one?
No.
It's
What Columbus saw.
what Columbus saw when he came to the New America.
Is that from like the movie, the Disney movie or something?
Nah,
Like,
it's just like Instagram.
got it.
It's hilarious. Yeah, it's the meme. It's like what Columbus saw when he went to the New World.
Yeah, so
Charles isn't amused.
Dionysus says, I think Adam and Eve were a prophecy about today. We are the first evolved humans, Christ consciousness. Well, symbolically, you could definitely take that position as an analogy, but when I say the Urantia story tells it best is that it really kind of removes the myth out of the Adam and Eve story It explains what is the fact and what is the moral story that they're trying to tell you in Genesis. And it also is really part of the best explanation of what sets humans evolutionary apart from the normal evolutionary process of other animals. And that question has to do with celestial beings actually coming down and altering the genetics here on Earth. So Adam and Eve were part of a sort of a special mission, and if you look at Genesis again, you can kind of see it there as well. They have this commission to be fruitful and multiply, spread the genetic seed. But what you don't get fully in the story is that there was an entirely other, human population. And that's, part of the story of Urantia. And Adam and Eve are sort of put here to basically, they had a pre-existence in the universe. They're a different type of being. It doesn't work. I've tried it before. They are like a special type of being, and they do these missions on evolutionary worlds where they basically like get bodies designed from the DNA on the planet, but they're like they're kind of superhuman and enhanced with like celestial upgrades. And then those bodies get materialized on the planet. Their consciousness gets moved into those bodies. And now they're incarnated, they're physical on the planet. And they're supposed to act as both the spiritual and material guides of civilization. And this is part of like, they have direct consciousness of the angelic celestials. And so they work with that administration, that cosmic government, to administer and to make a planet sort of rise up in its evolution. And Urantia book says that this is a process that occurs on pretty much every planet with intelligent life.
Yeah, and the two different creation stories of the Adam and Eve, where the Lilith myth generates from, is because at first humans were created by the life carriers implanting humans on Earth via the evolutionary struggle. Then 540,000 years later, Adam and Eve came down. And those two stories get mismatched, as Adam had a wife before Eve. There's 540,000 years in between the two events. So,
Yeah, there's a lot to it. Like I said,
I'm not trying to shoot anybody's ideas down. These are the theories that we have come to understand via our journey of Forbidden Scrolls, reading all the texts and synthesizing them together.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say yours is wrong, this is how it is. This is just, trust me, we've been reading a lot of texts and we're cross-correlating everything. And we've gone through the mystic interpretations. We've gone through the Gnostic interpretations, the metaphorical interpretation. At one point in time, I would say the Bible is meant to be analyzed in 4 different ways: literally, metaphorically, allegorically, and astrologically. I used to say that when I was a lot younger. And you can read it that way. You can look at everything as a different type of understanding, very mystic, Gnostic. But after synthesizing more information, I realized what we just said. It makes the most sense. The time frame, the misinterpretation. But yeah, Lilith, she's probably hot. I don't know. Considering she's fake.
Yeah, I guess to me, the Lilith story is almost just as mythological as the original Genesis story. And even the Lilith story, I guess, sort of came out. The Lilith story kind of came out, I guess, in the medieval times. And so, to be honest, I'm just kind of tired of having the mythological version that feels like a parable. And that's why
Billy Carson.
Billy Carson.
Start quoting texts from the medieval century as if they're ancient.
Right.
I'm sorry.
And we're also not saying that Lilith is not a real being that is like on the planet still somehow. But this origin story about who Lilith is Because I've also known people who talk about having experiences with Lilith.
Let's go deeper. At that time, the rebel midwayers were on planet, and if they knew Lilith was a hot story in the local population, when they appeared, some of them would joke and be like, "Fucking, I'm Lilith."
I think it's simpler than that. In that Lilith is one of the celestial entities who's had a long time influence here.
Ooh.
And has made her own kind of opinion. Well, I mean, rebellious, non-rebellious. There's,
But her name isn't Lilith. She's adopting the name. And it could be a different angel you're saying, or you're saying her name is Lilith.
Well, maybe that's the name that this celestial being gives to humans, because it vibrates or encodes something about something
that they want to get across.
Yeah, that they want to get across. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Or if these names are relative at all, but I do think that this Lilith character may be a real being, and yeah, Dionysus is really interesting that you had a vision of Lily. Feel free to share it more in the chat of what that experience was or what you took away from it. Yeah.
So Lilith is an AI from a different planet that was sent here
from the future. It's always us from the future.
Actually, you know what? That makes perfect sense.
Lilith is us from the future.
Did that not connect any dots for you?
I don't know the full picture. I'm just trying to follow along.
We don't know the full picture. We're kind of bullshitting and filling in the space. That's really what a podcast is. We don't know anything, but we'll spend 2 hours talking about it. It's the process. The process of knowing involves speculation.
Yeah, trust the process.
Bringing other people in.
Getting way too tired to talk and then forcing yourself to talk. That's gang. You know, you can sleep when you die. Right?
Well.
So Lilith, yeah, that's a cool little story. Anybody got anything else hot on the plate? So there's supposed to be an alien invasion coming in, alien attack. Heard about that? You read the news? Oh, only Korean news. I forgot. Really? Okay, so in all the new headlines, they're saying that an object is coming to Earth and that it's a possible alien invasion. Are you looking up the? Looking at, yeah. A Harvard astrophysicist is making these claims. First of all, our instruments suck ass. Okay. We thought the universe was like 13.7 billion years old or 16.4 billion years old, something like that. Then we took a new picture with the John Wick Space Telescope last year.
John Wick.
Sorry, I'm screaming to the mic.
No,
the John Wick, the James Webb Space. Why did I say John? I'm so dumb. So the James Webb Space Telescope, and they realized that, oh, we're dumb. We've been teaching in the yearbooks as 16.4 billion years is now 22 point something billion years, and that there are galaxies we found that are older than the age of our previous considered universe. Okay, so it just shows that our instruments aren't perfect. We're literally trying to scan shit that's so far away from us from like instruments on our planet, and it's always changing. So if our instruments aren't even that good and this object is so far away, how do we know it's hostile? I've seen the footage. It's literally like a blurry pixel moving in deep space by itself.
Well, I think
it's moving in our direction.
I just think that since we haven't read Avi's article, we might be reading into his intentions. I don't think he's claiming that it's a threat. Is that what you were saying?
What, the article writer?
Yeah. This is Avi Loeb.
Yeah, it's Avi Loeb.
Okay, so I guess should I read some of the weird things about this comic? About why this proposal
is it Woma or is it not? That's a
no. So Avi is a scientist, Harvard, and he actually kind of had a rise to fame a couple of years ago when. So these objects are coming from outside our solar system, which is I guess it's rare that we observe these, and so there's only 3 on record, and Oumuamua in
I remember
2017.
that one.
And then there was another one, Comet Borisov, I guess, in 2019. And now this object, 3I Atlas or 3I Atlas. And so these are like rare objects that are coming from outside a certain barrier of our sector of the universe, which is surprising to astronomers when this happens.
Remember we interviewed that dude in Memphis? Are you aware of the impending alien attack? He goes, what side coming from? Dude, it's 360.
It's gonna pierce the center there.
From the left side. It's just from the left. Don't trip. Sorry.
But anyway, so this object in 2017, Avi sort of did. He analyzed it and was like, guys, like, we're assuming this is just a comet, but like, what if this is a spaceship? And here's why. And part of the big here's why is like, look at the way that it's entering the solar system and the trajectory that it's going. Like, this could have intent to it, like in the way that it's going through. It could be like a sort of, it could be a ship or it could be a probe. But
this is not a peer-reviewed paper. It's an unpeer-reviewed paper. You see that?
Well, I forget what was his original thing. Yeah, this new thing is not a peer-reviewed thing. It's more of like a scientific blog article, I guess. At that point, if it's not peer-reviewed.
Yeah, we respect Avi. Shout out to Avi. Come on the podcast, Avi. We respect you. I ain't checking you.
Yeah.
But it is kind of hype, sensational, a little buzzy.
Well, yeah, it's definitely good for him to increase viralness of his own brand, because here it does say he calls it a pedagogical exercise, stressing that a natural comet remains far more likely. But I guess the weird part is, so it's like a think tank thing, and he already did this once with Urantia.
So it's like us doing a podcast, and they only take out the one snippet and then publish that.
I think
part.
That's what the headlines are saying.
Yeah. So it wasn't like him.
He's not even saying this is the most likely to be alien.
It's possible.
And he has evidence.
It's possible.
It's just possible.
Keep your open mind. Amen, Avi. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's like what we do here.
We've only seen 3 of these things coming from outside our system.
You're right.
Like we have so little information.
Do that.
And we're just looking through telescopes, getting as much data. So here's I guess some bullet points here. Key anomalous features include a retrograde orbit nearly aligned with the solar system's ecliptic, an orientation with just 0.2% chance if random. Close flybys of Venus, Mars, and Jupiter with a computed probability of just 0.005% if random, suggesting deliberate targeting to deploy surveillance gadgets on these planets. So this is about the trajectory. Is like it comes into our solar system at a certain angle, and it gets
while it's moving.
While it's moving, it goes like right by these planets. And he's like, if I was like sending out a probe with directions, it would want to get close and then scan the data from the planet. Yep. We just talked about how Frandalank registered data.
Deploy a Frandalank real quick.
Deploy. And so, what is this other thing? The object will reach perihelion, the closest to sun point, around October 29th, 2025, when Earth is on the opposite side.
Let me call Michael real quick.
Let me finish this.
Oh, he said we can't talk about this.
Okay. So the object will reach closest to the sun in October when the Earth is on the opposite side, conceivably to conceal any mid-course maneuver using solar energy. You're telling me they sent in these probes and then they're not going to let Earth... They calculated when Earth was going to be facing away, so and that the sun would like block, I guess, our view of it changing course. A reverse. So, what do you think of that?
I think it's hot. I think it's hot, chef. I'm just kidding. No, I think it's super compelling. I like Avi. I love that he's willing to always he's a scholar and he's willing to open up his mind and engage with these alternative topics. Yeah, exactly. I love it.
It's part of the new UAP wave of scientists, I think, who are willing to talk about UAP and the possibility of alien life.
Yes. And like, how can I can't hate on anybody else willing to entertain thoughts when all we do on this podcast is entertain the craziest fucking thoughts. And we go over it with the fine tooth comb. So it seems like he's doing the same thing. Like, oh, you guys got a cool pixel on the screen from these stupid instruments? Well, let's see. It could be,
Like every other podcast would present it as alien ship predicted by Avi Loeb, but That's the clickbait version of his actual report.
We'll give you the realness here. Yeah, we're doing good. All right.
We're still getting paid, right?
Got the blessing. Right? Check them hit, dog. I'm gonna start talking shit on you right now. You get the Cash App. But yeah, so we're here. I'm getting. How long have we been gone for right now?
Yeah, let's check.
I am hungry.
And no one hit us with that super chat so we can buy that pizza.
That's crazy. The day we get that super chat pizza is.
Unfortunately, we'll be eating fruit for dinner. This is a good place.
An hour? Yeah, an hour is good.
It's a good little intro stream.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you guys like the that little snippet of the song, dude. This was fire.
Yeah.
Let's do the shirt outro, yeah?
Yeah, let me make sure I have it.
AI. Comet's gonna come like Independence Day and just take over the Earth. It's about to be an intergalactic war. Charles was beaming thoughts into our mind the entire podcast that you guys couldn't see. We had an entire other podcast for the extraterrestrials. We were multitasking. Hope you guys enjoyed the physical one though. It's so late, dude. We've been fucking driving for 100 hours. Dude.
Yeah. And now a message from our sponsors.
I figured that. Oh, you can't.
Yeah.
And
sorry,
now,
everybody. We tried.
Another message from our sponsors.
We'll see if we can get this to play. Sorry, everyone. That's the end of the stream.
We love you guys. Till tomorrow and the next day. Remember,
What is it? Decode the lie. Let that spiral spin.